Today, I'm going to be attempting to survive 100 days in the brand new Minecraft Bedrock Hardcore update. How much can I achieve and can I survive? Well, you're gonna have to stick around to the end to find out. Anyways, this is 100 days in Bedrock Minecraft Hardcore. Alright, day one, we gotta think of the most important name in the world. Perfect. I loaded into the world and noticed that a tree was just lying on the ground. This was definitely interesting to see since this actually isn't a part of the Java Edition version of Minecraft. I crafted up a crafting table, some sticks, and then crafted up a wooden pickaxe. And whilst I run around, what do you guys think of my skin? I tried recreating my Java Edition Minecraft skin. Ew, did my character just blink? Nah, bro. That's messed up. I ran around for a little bit, soaking in the Bedrock Minecraft experience, and then I moved on to collecting some stone, where I upgraded to a stone pickaxe, and then collected way more stone, which I used to craft up a stone axe, sword, and a second sword? Huh? As well as a furnace. I went around gathering some food. Oh yeah, I also found one of the new dog types. However, unfortunately, I didn't have any bones to tame it, so I was going to have to continue with my day and act as if that dog never existed. Distracting my mind by cooking up some more food, and then to end the long day of running and stuff, I crafted up a bed and then went to sleep, watching the sun set. Good morning. Okay, I noticed a jungle up in the distance, but I was more curious about the pillager outpost that was literally right in front of me. I got shot at twice by two different pillagers and was sent down to like half health, so I just decided to ignore the pillager outpost and continue exploring instead because I did not want to die. I collected some sugarcane, melon, and even bamboo on my way. I also found another one of the new dog types, but again, I could not tame it since I had no bones. I also found a cool area where I did consider building my house here. However, I still wanted to find an area with a village close by, so I continued looking. Until, to my surprise, on the other side of the mountain, I found a village. Yep, that was convenient. So I decided to run over to the village and loot it, starting by taking all the hay bales, obviously, followed by some of the other crops that I can use to make my own farms back at my house. I then collected some coal, however, it started turning nighttime, so I went to sleep. I started day 3 the same way as I do in real life, killing zombies. And iron golems too. I found another village off in the distance. This time it was a desert village, so I ended up running towards that as well, taking the hay bales again, and I even found a third village, which was also another acacia village. I took some random things like bookshelves, and then I ran back to the area that I saw yesterday. I think I'm going to build a house on this mountain right here, with a bridge going across, and maybe even a farm on this side as well. And for day 4, I started preparations for a build by collecting loads of wood, and I also replanted the saplings near the area that I would build my base, so I wouldn't have to run a whole marathon every time I needed to collect some wood. Also, if you didn't already know, I'm doing a face reveal at 500,000 subscribers. It was originally 1 million, but I lost a challenge. So if you enjoy this type of content, then consider subscribing. Anyways, let's get back to the video. On day 5, I used some of the wood that I had previously collected in order to start working on that bridge that I also mentioned earlier. And now that I was literally Bob the Builder, I may as well just continue the whole building theme, but this time I wanted to build a fancy staircase up to the top of the mountain, obviously from the bottom. I was going to do this so I could easily get up and down from the mountain whenever I would need to, and if I was going to build my house up there, well, I was going to have to go up and down many times in the future anyways, so I may as well do this now. And using a couple of stone shovels, I went over to an area that I didn't really care about in order to collect loads of dirt, since on top of the mountain, there was some space, but it really wasn't enough if I was going to do a bunch more builds up there. So I had to use a bunch of shovels to collect loads of dirt in order to extend out the mountain. I continued flattening the mountain, expanding out the platform using dirt, and I also decided to fix up the bridge, since a flat bridge that I had built earlier was just not going to do. It looked pretty damn ugly, I'm not gonna lie. That had to change. I also continued this further into day 8, where I then decided I wanted to switch up and start building up a house. I wasn't going to finish this for a while though. This house building session went on for a couple more days, and whilst I was building this, so far, I can't really say I was a huge fan of this version of Minecraft. Everything kind of just seemed slower to do compared to the Java Edition version of Minecraft. But who knows, maybe it'll grow on me. I also spent a good amount of time collecting materials such as stone and leaves, but eventually I said to myself, no more building. It's time to switch things up and go mining. I don't know, to get iron or something. Yeah, I was like 11 days into this world so far, and I didn't really have a whole lot to show for it. We actually had to start grinding this game out a bit more. And then I had stopped what I was doing so I could smelt up all the iron that I had just collected in order to craft up full iron armor. Yep, I really didn't want to risk anything being down in these mines because Bedrock Minecraft is way harder than Java Edition. I started day 14 by defeating loads of mobs that for some reason just wanted me dead. Why can't we just be friends, mobs? I then mined up some iron, and soon I saw the light from the moon shining down on the ground, so I went to sleep. And then started running around a lot. I collected some pumpkins, and whilst running around, I came across a desert temple. Here, I could easily become the richest player in the world, getting loads of enchanted golden apples, diamonds, and so much more. What are we gonna get? Yeah, not exactly what I was thinking, but that works too, I guess. Day 16, I found myself at a wooded Badlands biome, attempting to look for a new dog type. In fact, that's actually the whole reason for why I've actually been running around for so long. I just wanted to find more dog types. I had 9 bones on me right now, and I actually found one of the striped wolf variants, but the wolf ate all my bones, so I went down into a cave to fight off some skeletons, but I actually didn't find any skeletons down here. Instead, I found a zombie spawner which had loads of bones inside the chest, which is honestly way more convenient. I collected a bit more iron, then left the caves in order to finally tame the wolf. And now that I had a dog to join me on my 100-day Bedrock journey, I could run back home, sleeping throughout the night as well. See that number in the top left corner of the screen? Yeah, guess what that number is for? Yep, that's me building my house. Yeah, so apparently I'm an extremely slow builder, especially when it comes to Bedrock Minecraft for some reason. Also, distractions from like YouTube videos definitely didn't help either. Yeah, this was a very long building session. Oh yeah, it also didn't help the fact that I had to keep on going back and forwards, back every time that I needed to collect materials. And I also had to tower up every time to get back on top of the walls since I wanted to build the f***ing Burj Khalifa on top of this mountain as my house. And now that the house was complete, I made a couple of farms out the front of my house. I probably won't use these for a while, but I was better off having them now ready to be used for whenever I would eventually need them. And now that I had some farms set up, I wanted to do a bit more mining again. I soon found myself back in the caves mining up some more iron. And I also saw something really strange. A baby zombie riding a normal zombie? What the heck is this? Not gonna lie, it's been like 2 months or something since I last recorded this gameplay, so I don't exactly know why I was in the mines. I think I was like trying to find diamonds or something, but so far, all I've found in these caves was lapis. I guess that's close enough to diamonds. I fought off loads of mobs and actually found a couple of diamonds as well. Oh yeah, I also found another spawner thingo. This time, it was a spider spawner. Inside the chest, I got a golden apple, some extra bones, and ooh, more diamonds. Oh, what the heck? A baby zombie riding a spider? Now, despite getting barely any diamonds from that mining session, I went ahead and left the caves. I really couldn't be bothered dealing with all the mobs and stupidly dark caves right now. Eventually, I got back home and crafted up a diamond pickaxe, followed by a few extra iron pickaxes, as well as an iron axe. The following day, I went back out to look for another bigger cave where I could hopefully find some more diamonds. Well, more than the previous cave at least. I spent a good portion of this day just running around on the surface of the world in order to look for a big cave entrance. Eventually, actually coming across this. I found a diamond in the cave wall, however, I had to fight off some zombies before I could mine them up, obviously, because why would the game want to give us some easy diamonds? After about 2 days in this cave, I had managed to gather a total of 13 diamonds. That's a decent start, I guess, though if I wanted to get full diamond armor and diamond tools, I would need around 35 diamonds, so we weren't even halfway there yet. I collected some more lapis for whenever I would decide to do enchantments, and right behind the lapis ore were some more diamonds. That's some pretty crazy luck. And also, since I didn't trust myself with playing on the Bedrock edition just yet, I used the diamonds that I had currently mined up to craft up a diamond chestplate and leggings. Now, we should be a little safer in these caves. Another interesting find was this raw iron block. Very nice. I continued searching around and found a few more diamonds, even had a relatively close to death experience against a baby zombie because they decided they wanted to come up and sneak up on me. And apparently, I even found a slime chunk as well, but lava kind of took care of that thing. Eventually, I came to the conclusion again that I wanted to return back home. This time, I was a little better sorted with half diamond armor. That was better than just full iron, I guess. Returning back up to the surface, on my way home, I found another dog type that I could hopefully tame. And with the 8 bones that I had in my inventory, I successfully managed to do this. Running back home, I also noticed that the other walls on my house were pretty boring. Yeah, it was just a flat wall. So, 7 billion likes on this video and I'll finish those walls up. Yep, that's everybody in the world. In other words, I ain't finishing that off. On a more positive note, now I was finally back home. I crafted up an item frame and framed the very first wooden pickaxe I have ever crafted in Bedrock Minecraft Hardcore. Oh yeah, this item is going down in history. Someone give a name for this thing as well. We gotta get something insanely creative like Bob or something. Okay, maybe that's not too creative, but for the next 9 days, I then went ahead and continued to expand my strip mine staircase down to the Y level -54, also adding staircases and stuff so I could easily get up and down. I decided to go to this Y level since it's one of the best levels to mine for diamonds, and if you're also wondering why this took so long to mine out, well, believe it or not, mining deep slate and stone with only unenchanted iron pickaxes is quite slow. So yeah, this took quite a while. And now with my newly dug out staircase, I could use this for its intended purpose. Strip mining. Yeah, woo, more mining. I still needed to get a few more diamonds, and I was going to get all these diamonds through strip mining since I thought it was the easiest method for me right now. Just mindlessly holding left click and walking forward, and this would also hopefully allow me to find some diamond veins and also watch videos or something at the same time, which would also prevent me from getting extremely bored. I eventually found some. It was only 2, but I'll still take it. Better than nothing. A little while later, I found some more diamonds, or well, just 1, and another single diamond vein not too long after that. I was kind of getting screwed over with these veins, but oh wait, hold on a minute. Yeah, no, only 2 more here as well. Whilst I continued strip mining, I came across another vein of 2 diamonds, which now puts us at a total of 8 diamonds found during this mining session. A diamond's like more rare in Bedrock Edition or something. I swear I would have had like full diamond armor by now if I was playing on Java Edition. After doing a little bit more mining without finding any more diamonds, I decided to return back up to the surface to get some more water, then returning back down into the caves and placing it on top of a lava pool so I could go ahead and start collecting 14 obsidian. This would then be used for an enchant table and a nether portal very soon. Anyways, now that I had all the obsidian, I returned back home, crafted up an enchant table, as well as some new iron armor pieces, since I didn't have enough diamonds for full diamond armor just yet. I then could enchant everything using this enchant table. Actually, you know what? I have some spare diamonds, so using these diamonds, I also crafted up a diamond helmet. Obviously, enchanting that as well. So now, we are fully prepared for the nether. Oh, wait, actually, hold on a minute. We're gonna need a nether portal for that. I crafted up a flint and steel, lit the portal, and then went through. It took an extremely long time for the nether to load, and I started to panic a little bit. I didn't want my world to glitch out or bug or whatever it could have done. But eventually, it loaded, and I was surrounded by a few magma cubes that I had to fight off. And all the tiny magma cubes started attacking me as well. It was pretty hard to hit them, and I got quite low on health. I ended up using a golden apple. However, it was worth it since I was able to stay alive. But we don't end there. I was then attacked by a ghast, and apparently there isn't a return to sender achievement in Bedrock. Huh? I quickly went back home to grab another golden apple, and I also smelted some gold so I could craft up another one. I wasn't willing to take any risks in the nether right now. And now that I was back in the nether, all I could do was run around and hopefully find a nether fortress at some point. And even more running on day 67, where I was attacked by skeletons and ghasts. But surprisingly, I also found the nether fortress right next to me as well. I ignored all the mobs and ran straight to the nether fortress, blocking myself up inside and digging up just so I could make sure I was safe. And continuing the whole safety thing, I also crafted up another shield since my current one was kind of close to breaking. When I thought I was officially ready to fight off mobs in the nether fortress, I dug up, instantly fighting off a blaze, also getting my first blaze rod. A wither skeleton also decided they wanted to fight me, and on the first wither skeleton I ever killed in this world, it dropped a skull. I got a second blaze rod, and then I went up to fight even more mobs, fighting blazes, skeletons, and even getting more rods. I continued this whole mob farming thingo where I would bring mobs over towards me, and then I would place a block so they couldn't hit me, but I could hit them for quite a while. This was a much safer method of getting all the materials that I would need. And towards the end of day 69, I also got a second wither skeleton skull. I spent a few more days going around fighting off a bunch of mobs in hopes to get another wither skeleton skull. Although I was also killing blazes, my main priority were the wither skeletons, because if I could get my hands on 3 of the skulls, I would then be able to fight the wither at some point as well. I already had 2, and I got them relatively quickly. So I was kind of hoping that I could get myself a third and final one, but after going around the nether fortress for another 2-ish days, I couldn't get another one. And that's when I decided I should probably just leave and get some ender pearls. Now I had to find a warped forest biome, meaning more running. I eventually found a warped forest biome, and this is when I realized trying to get ender pearls in Bedrock Edition was going to be quite a lot harder than I originally thought. Even though that I had endermen in a boat, they could still for some reason teleport away, even though they were still in the boats. I don't even know how to explain this. Even though I had the enderman in the boats, they could still teleport away, and when I hit the enderman, they would also instantly teleport away from me as well. It was really strange. On top of that, even if I did kill the endermen that were in the boats, the pearls wouldn't drop next to the boats, they would actually drop where the enderman would technically teleport to, even though they were also still technically in the boat as well. It was really strange and such a painful process. Something that could have taken like a day or 2 to get enough pearls ended up taking quite a bit longer. Well, I mean, not quite a bit. I got them all after 3 days, but still, it was really crazy. And now that I had 14 ender pearls, I could make my way back home, running all the way back to the nether portal, and I could easily do this because I marked down the coordinates before I left earlier. Oh man, it feels so great to be back home. But maybe after knowing what I was going to do next, it wouldn't be as great. Oh yeah, we're going straight back to mining again because I still didn't have full diamond armor and diamond tools. Hopefully, this time it wouldn't take anywhere near as long to get the rest of the diamonds that I would need though. And eventually, I actually did come across some diamonds. The first vein I found was only a vein of 1, which I wasn't very happy about. However, I persisted, and soon I found another vein. This time, it was 2 diamonds, and not too long after that, I found another vein. This time, it was a vein of 4 diamonds, which puts us on a total of 9 diamonds in this mining session. But day 79 wasn't as successful, and unfortunately, I could not get my hands on any more diamonds, even though I went strip mining basically the entire day. So instead, I returned back home. And now I've returned back home, I could start preparing for the end fight. I crafted up a new diamond pickaxe since my first one was getting pretty low on durability. I also crafted up a diamond sword and diamond boots as well, promptly enchanting all of those items as well, just to make them a little bit stronger. I also crafted up an iron axe, more bread for food. I'm so glad villagers give hay bales. Food is so much easier because of it. And I also crafted up a few Eyes of Ender, as well as enchanted a bow. We were quite prepared for the end fight right now, but I still needed a few more things. I broke a ton of gravel for some flint, so I could craft up a fletching table, and then I started collecting loads of wood. If you have more than 10 IQ, you should probably know by now that I'm collecting all this wood for sticks, so I can trade with a Fletcher villager just to get emeralds, so I could then turn those emeralds into arrows, so I could actually use my bow in the end fights. Pretty simple. I collected loads of wood, and I mean loads of wood. Yep, I wasn't settling for little amounts of it. But now that I had all the wood I could possibly need, I struggled to find a villager that would actually take the fletching profession. Like, damn, surely it isn't this hard. But at least finally, I got a villager that was willing to trade with me, so I turned a bunch of sticks into emeralds, and then got myself like 3 stacks of arrows. And since my inventory was full with sticks, I couldn't trade with a villager anymore. So I ran back home, emptied out my inventory, and then got a few more arrows from the villager. Now, I wanted to find the stronghold, but what you'll find out very soon is pretty crazy. I continued running around for a bit, and eventually, the pearl headed back, all the way back to the village that I was just at. Yeah, the one that I was at trading for arrows and stuff. Yeah, this was like actually crazy. We had a stronghold pretty much right next to my house, and also right below the closest village to my base. Besides that, I also had to return back home anyways, because I kinda left the ender pearls in my chest. That could have been pretty bad if the stronghold was like 5,000 blocks away. Now, some of you probably won't believe me when I say this, but it took me 5 days to locate the stronghold. Okay, maybe not just the stronghold. I actually found that one pretty quickly. The thing that took me the longest amount of time was actually finding the damn end portal. Wherever I would run, I just could not find it. No matter where I would go, I'd be constantly running into dead ends, but at some point, I did find myself in a library thingo where I got a few free items, but eventually, after running around for such a stupidly long amount of time, I got another pearl from a chest, and then right around the corner from that chest, the portal was just right there. And even luckier, I had the exact amount of pearls to fill in this portal. Now, imagine the chest didn't have an ender pearl in it. That could have been pretty bad. Now, it is time for the dragon fight, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. This dragon fight is messed up. Bring it on, dragon. I dug up to the surface of the end island, and I had to tower up against one of the pillars to break the first crystal, since for some reason I couldn't shoot the crystal through the iron bars. I continued going around shooting out the crystals, and eventually the dragon came swooping towards me and sent me down to half health. I broke another crystal, and then the dragon came towards me again, but I dodged it. I started pillaring up to break another crystal, and then the dragon came straight at me again, almost knocking me off the tower. I barely survived. Up here, I broke another crystal, and I was swooped again. I started to see a pattern with this dragon. The dragon would go down and perch quite frequently, but would try to fly straight into me afterwards. So I had to be extremely careful when fighting this dragon. I also had Enderman running around trying to kill me as well. This really wasn't a very good situation to be in. I spent a very long time running around and just trying to avoid Enderman and dodging the dragon at the same time. It was absolutely hectic. But it was time to lock in. I broke the rest of the crystals and started attacking the dragon. I could barely hit a shot with my bow, so I decided to hit the dragon with my sword instead every time that would perch down, since it would perch down extremely often. Eventually, I took the final hit, defeating the Ender Dragon in Bedrock Minecraft Hardcore. And now I could collect some of the XP and pick up the dragon egg as well. Now it was time to go through the end gateway. I pillared up to the gateway, pulled through, and to my surprise, there was an end city right next to where my gateway placed me. This was just super convenient. Now I just didn't have to run around for like 10 years. I crafted up a new shield as well, just in case, and then I went inside the city, straight away going to where the end ship was, where I fought off the shulker and got myself the elytra. The chest didn't really have anything, and I kind of wanted to get out of the end, so I quickly took the dragon head and then went back home. I attempted this video multiple times, and I always almost died in the dragon fight, so I was glad I could get out of here alive this time. The final few days that I had in this world were spent doing a few smaller activities, starting by making an animal farm. Using the wood that I had left in my chests, I crafted up a bunch of fences, and then I made an animal pen down below where my house was. I also had a few leads in my chest from a wandering trader, obviously from a past day, so I used those to bring over some sheep and cows, kidnapping them and taking them to their new home where they would spend their lives for the rest of eternity. Oh man, that just sounds super evil. What the heck? Poor things. I also collected some more wood from the oak trees so I could fully complete my staircase. It was also around this time as well where I realized I'd only collected 2 of the new dog types, which is still pretty decent, but I still wanted more. First, I was also really curious to see what would happen if you breeded 2 dogs together. And apparently it just picks one of the 2 types. Honestly, I really don't know what the heck I was expecting. But I also had loads of bones, so I went out exploring looking for a new dog type, which I found quite quickly. It was one of those baby wooded dogs or whatever the heck you want to call them. What are they called? They're not rusty, are they? Yeah, I don't know. I found that pretty quickly, which was pretty cool. I've got no idea where its parents went, but I don't really care either. It's my dog now. And then I spent day 100 also exploring out for another dog, but was ultimately unsuccessful. Should I do 200 days? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing and watch this video next. I'll see you all next time.